Rickey Smiley Morning Show, the most funny in the morning. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Just another day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Ladies and gentlemen, the senior pastor of Friendship West Missionary Baptist Church, Dallas, Texas, Pastor Frederick Douglass Haynes. Pastor Haynes, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Rickey Smiley. How you doing, bro? I hope your day is absolutely amazing. I appreciate you. Love you. Thank God for you and the Rickey Smiley Morning Show and family. Hey, Rickey, check this out. Today, we're simply reminding us of the wisdom of Marvin Sapp, who looked in the rearview mirror of his own experience and transparently testified never would have made it. There's a line in the song, though, Rick, that really always captures me. It says, I'm stronger, I'm wiser, I'm better. I love that. Why? Because of the fact that God is so good that even as we are going through, we are growing through. Please don't miss that. We grow through what we go through. And as a consequence of what we go through, we end up on the other side of it stronger and wiser and better. And so this song goes out to someone who's in a season of going through. Please hear me well. Your going through is simply transportation to get you to where God is taking you, because God uses what we go through to develop us and make us into what God wants us to become. Check this out. In a real sense, it's not just about getting where you want to get. It's about being strong enough, wise enough, and the person enough to handle what God is ready to bless you with. And so that's why the Bible says we count it all joy when we fall into diverse trials and tribulations, because the trying of our faith is producing endurance. That's why the Bible lets us know that we glory in troubles and tribulations, because troubles and tribulations, they produce endurance. Endurance produces character. Character produces hope. Listen, you're going through. No, you ain't just going through. You are growing through. And because you are growing through, the good news is what you're going through ain't going to have the last word on you. What you're going through is not going to define you. Instead, it's going to develop you. And when it develops you, you're going to come out on the other side of it stronger, wiser, and better. So go ahead, keep your head up, and know that you ain't just going through, you are growing through. God is so good that God can transform your trouble into a teacher. God can transform what you're going through into something that you're growing through. Y'all have an amazing day.
There it is, Pastor Haynes, man, the senior pastor of Friendship West Missionary Baptist Church. Let's get into this music. Love you, Pastor Haynes.
Yes, sir. Love you, Ricky. Have a great one.
Yes, sir. You too. Let's go.
News headlines,
entertainment, sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
15 after the hour, front page right here. Brad, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brad Tat, sitting in for Maria Moore, and here are your headlines from News1.com. The alleged gunman in the second assassination attempt against Donald Trump has been on the FBI's radar since 2019. Ryan Wesley Routh never fired his gun and wasn't able to establish a direct line of sight to the former president before fleeing the scene. He had camped out outside of a golf course with food and a rifle as the investigation continues, and the Justice Department, excuse me, and a rifle. I'm sorry. Camped with a rifle for nearly 12 hours before a Secret Service agent confronted him and opened fire. Routh faces charges of possessing a firearm despite a prior felony conviction and possessing a firearm with an obliterated serial number. Wow. Additional and more serious charges are possible as the investigation continues, and Justice Department prosecutors seek an indictment from a grand jury. In other news, an 11-year-old boy in Volusia County, Florida, was sent to county jail and publicly shamed by the county sheriff after threatening to shoot up a school and writing a list of names and targets. Volusia County Sheriff Mike Chitwood wrote the boy had written a list of names and targets. He says it was all a joke. Volusia Sheriff's Office deputies recovered a bunch of airsoft rifles, pistols, and fake ammunition, along with knives, swords, and other weapons he was showing off to other students in a video. He is charged with felony of making a written threat of a mass shooting. And those are your headlines from News1.com. Good morning, Rock T.
Good morning, Briggity Tat. Monday Night Football last night, the Atlanta Dirty Bird Falcons beat the Eagles 22-21.
Come on now.
Eagles running back Saquon Barkley dropped the potential that would have been ice the game touchdown. Falcons quarterback Kirk Cousins engineered a 70-yard winning to drive for the Dirty Birds. You excited? I know the Atlanta Falcon fans excited for that one. Anyway, by any means necessary, however you can get it. In the meantime, Carolina Panthers have decided to bench their top pick of 2023 draft quarterback Bryce Young. I kind of seen this coming, man. They will start veteran Andy Dalton this week versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Look, man, it is what it is, man. Bryce Young, amazing talent. He's on a team that doesn't really have too much.
Exactly.
But he just take this.
They just got to find him the right team. He's a great quarterback. He's the Heisman Trophy winner, and so he'll be fine.
Absolutely, man. Just learn from it and keep it moving. Briggity Tat, you got the hot spot coming up next?
Oh, yes, I do. Coming up next, Diddy was arrested, and I got the details up next on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. The hot spot.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So hot
and that's hot. You can catch me at the hot spot. It's the BR18.
On the morning show, hey, it is about that time for the hot spot. What up, Brat?
What up, Ricky? Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brat Tat Tat, and this is the hot spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get off into it. Oh, man, Diddy was arrested last night and taken into federal custody. Sources say Homeland Security swooped into a hotel in New York late Monday where Diddy was staying, and they arrested him and took him to the FBI field office in Manhattan. It's being reported that the feds are still searching his hotel room. I'm like, his hotel room?
Oh, yeah, when they come get you, they come in correct.
What they looking for?
But why would Homeland Security? Why didn't just the police? What that means?
Because people don't know what they found when they raided his homes. When they raided his house, they don't know what they found, what materials, who was on the videos, or who was on pictures or whatever.
So
that's how you know when them alphabet boys coming. If it's more than the FBI coming for you, you got problems. They about to take your passport, and you might get a bond of some sort, but you ain't gonna go nowhere.
Oh, well, it appears that the action was taken in connection with the ongoing criminal investigation into alleged sex trafficking and other offenses that led to search warrants being issued and executed at Diddy's home in Beverly Hills in Miami. Diddy's attorney released a statement saying, "We are disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs by the U.S. Attorney's Office." Diddy is a music icon, self-made entrepreneur, loving family man, and proven philanthropist who has spent the last 30 years building an empire, adoring his children, and working to uplift the black community. He's an imperfect person, but is not criminal. To his credit, Mr. Combs has been nothing but cooperative with his investigation, and he voluntarily relocated to New York last week in anticipation of these charges. Please reserve your judgment until you have all the facts. These are the acts of an innocent man with nothing to hide, and he looks forward to clearing his name in court. Ooh.
Okay.
When I saw that last night come across my TV screen, oh man, my heart stopped, because we all grew up with Diddy, so it's just like, wow, it's like unbelievable, and it seems unreal because he's part of the culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, he helped shape the hip-hop culture from the 90s to the early 2000s with Biggie and Craig Mack and Mary and, all the Faith.
But my thing is, why people just can't go make money and just be decent? You can do all of that stuff you just named and be decent. Because when I look at that video with him and Cassie, man, it stuff like that will erase everything that you've accomplished, that you just named, man. Making bad decisions, becoming too arrogant and power thirsty.
But if you really have a dark side to you, all that money and all that access is just going to make it even worse. It's going to bring it out. It's going to bring out the absolute. It's going to give you the ability to live out all your darkest desires.
Yeah, like Oprah said, honey, you could have all these wonderful things, honey. You could always be a bad person, but money magnifies it. When you get that extra money, so there you have it.
Lord Jesus. Well, I'll keep y'all updated with the things that are going on. We're supposed to have some more news today, and I think they're going to let us know what some of those charges are. I guess when they took them yesterday, they, it was like quiet. You know what I mean? And we didn't know till the news happened. Like, we didn't see everything. We didn't see them in cuffs. We didn't see them taking them. So I think they were able to keep it on lock. But today they said by morning, we'll be hearing some of the charges that he's, alleged of accusing. Yeah. Oh my goodness! All right, y'all. We're gonna wrap up the hot spot on that.
Everybody
note.
got nervous because everybody remember the time they ass went to jail. It just got everybody butterflies because it's been everybody on this morning show except Beyonce been locked up. Beyonce, you ain't went yet. You ain't went down.
No, she ain't went down yet.
Just keep living.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Want to turn to some of the wake-up calls, please don't say that at 8669-RICKEY. That's 8669-RICKEY. Yes, it's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Today is the book release day. I am so excited, man.
Come on, dog.
Yes.
Let's get
it.
I've been waiting for this family, as Michael Basin said, family. I worked really, really hard, poured my heart and soul into this book. I can't even tell y'all the emotions that went behind writing this book and the therapy after every book writing session. And I am so excited, Brett, and thank all of y'all, Rock T, Gary, for your encouragement and everything. Kate, man, I just appreciate everything. So I'm really excited. They're having a big event, book release party tonight. All of my friends coming through, sharing the information,
yes.
Steve, DL, Anthony Anderson,
I love
Portia.
how they all support you. I love that.
Yeah,
I love that. That's great.
I watched a couple of your appearances on Good Morning. Was it Good Morning America?
Yeah, the Today Show.
Today with
Today
Al Roker.
The Today Show with Al Roker. That was a really good appearance. I mean, you've done a good job of telling people about the process and all of that.
Yes, absolutely. So how you feeling today, Captain? How you feeling?
I couldn't sleep last night. For real, I was having some anxiety. I actually had to take a little sleep aid to make myself go to sleep.
I saw that. I was like, what is going on
because we was up hitting each other, sending each other messages on Instagram all through the night.
And I'm wondering what is going on. I'm like, okay, that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah. Then I got excited because two of my kids came home. Craig came home. Malik came home. We all sitting in the den. And watching TV and talking or whatever, and everybody's here for the event. I didn't even know they were coming.
That's
and whatever.
What's up.
Like if I knew y'all was coming, I would have cooked something. So I started pulling out
I'm glad they didn't tell you.
Exactly.
Sit your butt down and relax. Yes,
sometimes.
you don't always need to get up and do stuff all the
know
time.
everything.
Walked
Let
in the
them
house.
come love on you.
I was literally out there in the garden picking okra. I had picked me some okra yesterday. I had some jalapeno peppers.
He's so damn old.
Okra picking eggs.
Really though.
Damn, black people.
Okra picking eggs.
I got some good red okra. When you boil it, it start to turn green.
Red?
It's red okra.
Oh, I
and
never
when you
saw
boil
that.
it turned green. But anyway,
Man,
So Ricky, my question is, Ricky, how did you get the name Sideshow for the book?
Right.
Okay, everybody that's going through grief, Sideshow. Sideshow is basically talking about everybody that have lost somebody. Brett, you lost your grandmother, but you still got to perform.
Yeah.
When that music come on, you got to go on stage and you got to rock for the people because they lost their grandmothers too.
Yep.
Right? And we have to do what your grandmother wanted you to do. Your grandmother wants you to go out on stage and rock. She don't want you sitting in the house being sad. So Sideshow comes from that song by Blue Magic. Let the sideshow begin. Hurry, hurry. Step right on in. Can't afford to pass it by. Guaranteed to make you cry. See the man who's been crying for 1,000,000 years. So it's you going to a circus of sadness, and this clown, he's trying to entertain people, but he's sad on the inside. And there's a deep story, and it's scripture based, and it's going to help you with everything that you're dealing with, everything that you're going through. It's going to introduce you to encourage people to go to therapy because there's a stigma with black folks. We don't go and get the help that we need. That's why we talk about therapy. on this show, and and it gets you close. His book is going to bring you closer to God, because during your trials and tribulations, during the worst time, the deepest, darkest hour, man, God would turn that thing around, man, and be there for you. And angels start showing up that He will send you, and just it was little things. Man, do y'all know that that a glimmer of hope for me was that a lot of mothers out here had to bury their 15 and 16-year-old, and God let my son live to see 32. See, we don't think about stuff like that.
Yeah, it's the little things.
My son, and we don't have to go back to court to face our son's murderer, and kids lying on the slab, riddled with bullet holes. It's some gratitude in here. There's some things that could have been worse. A week later, after Brandon died, the lady lost both of her sons.
Ooh,
stuff like that. I had 2 boys. And you have stuff, you have to sit back and look at all of this stuff and get you a good perspective and a good heart of thanksgiving, because the situation could have been worse.
That's right. You got to pull something to be grateful for.
Come on.
Yeah.
And it's a chapter in that, baby, called gratitude. What you going to say?
Yes.
Oh, no. I was going to ask, you might have already answered this, but what was the thing that made, or the day that made you decide to write about the loss?
You just have to write about it, man. You have to sit down. It was good therapy. I wrote, and a good release. Mm-hmm. And every time I wrote, spent a day writing, I spent the rest of the day crying.
Yeah.
Getting it out of your system, releasing. And then you feel better.
You have to do that. Otherwise, it'll build up and come out at the wrong time.
And then I had to sit around and write the audio. So make sure y'all go to RickeySmiley.com. That's RickeySmiley.com. Anywhere books are sold. And make sure you get your first copy today of Sideshow. If you lost a loved one, this book is going to help you and give you some valuable tools that's going to get you through. And we're going to be talking about all of that more this morning. Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Hold it! He's half man, half woman. It's Gary. I want to hip you to the T. It's Gary, baby.
Gary has the tea and the color of the day. Gary, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Tuesday, a beautiful, beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. Rapper and entrepreneur Eve, honey, is speaking out. Y'all, we haven't heard from Eve in a while, honey, after she married that millionaire. She said, the hell with y'all Negroes, honey. This girl went and lived her life in London. Well, they say, baby, she is set to release her new memoir, Who's That Girl? And in it, y'all, she's recalling a candid phone call that she got from Jay-Z, y'all, back in the 90s, who cautioned her against getting her hopes up, honey, about her hip-hop career. Now, Eve's candid book delves into her lasting impact, y'all, on hip-hop and her vibrant life beyond the music industry with her husband, Mr. Maximilian Cooper. Now, from the trailblazing success of her debut...
Maximilian.
That means, honey, that sounds like money, baby. She Maximilian, honey. How many black Maximilians you know? Anyway, they say, baby, from the trailblazing success of her debut solo album, Let There Be Eve, honey, Rough Riders First Lady, which, y'all, made her the 3rd female rapper to top the Billboard 200 to her groundbreaking Grammy Award win for Best Rap Song Collaboration. Eve's memoirs offers, y'all, an unfiltered look at her remarkable journey. Now, Brad, did they tell you anything? Because you're a FMC. So did they tell you anything about that when you got into this?
Absolutely.
Really?
Jermaine Dupri told me, we're going to do the best we can do and put out the best music we can, but girls don't really go platinum, so you're going to be good if you go gold.
Really?
And I was the first female solo rapper to ever sell 1 million records to
Say
go platinum.
First, baby, okay?
Yes.
Say it again for the people in the back.
I said I was the first female rapper to ever sell 1 million records to get that triangle in the Billboard magazine, which is what that means.
Nah, so you see, that's why you don't have to listen. When people say things, you can hear them, but that don't mean, you have to go by what they say, because they don't know.
They don't know. They don't know.
Only God knows.
They want you to give up.
Exactly. Well, I'm glad you didn't give up, honey, because if you would have given up, you would not be sitting right here next to me right
Hallelujah.
now. Glory. Yes.
Hallelujah.
You better preach this morning.
You better preach,
but God.
Bishop Gary.
Yes, honey. All right, moving on in other celebrity news. Oh, my God, everybody's raving Serena Williams, honey. They say Serena Williams looks great again. They say, baby, her makeup is finally flawless. They say now that Serena's second daughter, Miss Adria River O'Hannon, has turned 1, they said the retired athlete has more time to socialize in Hollywood and beyond. Now, the 42-year-old has flown to Paris for the Summer Olympics and attended the U.S. Open with her bestie, Miss Alicia Keys, y'all, for the first time since she competed, y'all, at Flushing Meadows, honey, herself in 2022. And they said the fans can't even help but recognize, y'all, that Miss Williams is looking happier than ever, especially, honey, at a recent event that she was in. But they're saying this makeup she's wearing is flawless, honey. She's looking much better now, honey. Some people saying did she do have some work done, but nevertheless, Serena is looking good, and congratulations to her. It's good when a person, start looking, when they get happier. Now, at one point they were trying to say that she was going through a divorce or whatever, but we know Serena not about to lose her husband.
Everybody going through a divorce.
Yeah, you want to anybody in particular?
They lie.
Anybody in particular,
Bold face
No, they tried to say I was going through one.
You?
Yeah.
Oh,
I just looked at something.
My nerves got so bad. I wanted to text y'all,
everything.
but I know you had been tired of getting text messages all day. That's why I didn't bother. I knew it was a
Me and my wife just got off date night. Whatever.
Okay.
It's lies. It's so they get clicks.
That
and so
damn
people
video
go to
y'all
their
made,
page.
and made the video that y'all made them look so bad. Y'all weren't even going out. Y'all was laying in the bed chilling. You said child.
So how do people pull stuff up like that?
They say anything. They can make anything and say anything about you, and they post it. And if people want to know more about you, because we took a little break from our show to be with our son and stuff right now. So when they see stuff, they believe it because they don't know. And then that person who created it get like 300,000 clicks.
What they say, a lie travel around the world before the truth can get his shoes on.
And then YouTube pays. So when they get all those views, that person gets a check.
Can you find out who did it?
They can say no, because once one person do it, everybody start picking up on it. And then it's like 20, 30, 40, 100 blogs saying the same dumb stuff. I done seen that my son broke his leg. I done seen that we had a fire. I'm getting a divorce. I want child support. All of that is a lie. Me and my wife are happy. And we're human. We might disagree sometimes, but we ain't never getting no divorce.
Never,
ever.
Never would have made it, honey.
Baby, you better preach.
Nah. And y'all heard it here, baby, exclusively, honey, in Gary's tea, that Brad ain't getting no divorce, honey. Nah, I'm glad you, honey, spoke on that, honey. Let the church say amen.
Amen.
All right, the color today, honey, is one of my favorite color. My color today, y'all, is potted meat. On the high end, you say potted meat, and on the low, you say a beautiful reddish brown. Oh, my God. Y'all remember that potted meat? Ricky, I'm going to talk about that.
That's a color that nobody want to hear earlier. Come on,
well, that's a color, honey.
That made my stomach hurt.
But that's a beautiful color. I mean, somebody's wearing that color.
No. Some days you had to eat there because you ain't have nothing else with some damn crackers.
Some saltine crackers, dog. Come on, y'all.
It wasn't good. You had to choose between that and a Vienna sausage.
Or some spiced ham.
From whence y'all coming from?
Now spam is good.
Spam, you ain't have no choice.
I didn't like spam, honey. Had that gel in it in the can.
You don't eat the gel. You scrape the gel off and you eat the meat.
You rinse it
off.
You
got to rinse it.
I didn't even know you had to rinse it off.
I didn't need to, Ricky.
You don't need that gel.
They used to get fancy with it, fried up, put it on a sandwich.
White bread with some mustard.
Eat sardines and then talk on the phone and then hand you the phone and talk to somebody and the phone smell like sardines. I'm over it.
Always want to clean your meat.
Yes, Jesus.
No gel on that meat.
Yes, Lord. Yes.
Y'all give it up for Gary with the tea. All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. I got the wake-up call. Get up at 8669 R-I-C-K-E-Y. Let's go.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. It's time to get yourself together. Get it because they woke you up this morning. Slid you in your house shoes, go and be better. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Encourage each other and be productive. The Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Wanna know what you calling from? So come on and tell us and just wake up.
Good morning. This is Bernadette Chatfield, and I'm calling from Ashburn, Georgia, and I would like to give a wake-up shout-out to Maya Hall, Kristen Hall, and Amora Moore. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Wake up, Indianapolis. Wake up, Smith family.
Hi, good morning. My name is Rika. I'm calling from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I want to wake up all my co-workers at Baton Rouge Healthcare this morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Hey, good morning. Gabrielle calling from Charlotte, all the way to Blythewood. Caleb, Braden, Chance, and Brielle. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
All right.
What's yours? Because we gon' let them know.
Let them know then. Huntsville, wake up. Chattanooga, wake up. And Shreveport, wake up. Come on, wake up, wake up, wake up. Where you at, Jackson? Wake up. Savannah, wake up. And Charleston, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
I appreciate it, Brett.
You're welcome, Ricky.
All right, y'all, today as I release my new book, Sideshow, hey, we got some very special guests who's going to be joining us up next to talk about how it can help you. We got that information coming up next. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Go ahead and hit rickysmiley.com, book anywhere books are sold. I am so excited today. First of all, we thank God for letting us see another day. We thank God. We give God all the honor and all the praise this morning, Brad, for seeing us through. For every mountain you brought us over, for every trial you see us through. And we just praise him this morning. I'm just really excited today, not just because the book coming out, just excited just to be alive, just grateful and thankful.
That book is going to help a lot of people, though, Ricky. So
yeah,
you should be excited about it. It's going to help a lot of people that don't know how to deal with grief and need some options to figure it out for a good release, you know?
Absolutely. And I really appreciate this opportunity. And this is the second book. It's called Sideshow, Living with Loss and Moving Forward with Faith. And I gave a few people an advance copy of the book to get their opinions on joining us this morning. We got licensed therapist Crystal Mullins, member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, Birmingham, Alabama, and she is our family therapist. She counsels all of my kids and most of my nieces and nephews, and she is so awesome. And we got sales consultant Joseph Zach, who read the entire book in one day. Hey, good morning, y'all. Thank y'all for coming on this morning.
Good morning. Congratulations on your book release, Ricky.
Hey, thank you. And Joseph, appreciate you, man, for coming on.
Ricky, good morning, Ricky and the Rickey Smiley Morning Show team. Good to be here.
Yes, sir, man. Thank y'all. And Crystal, somebody who works with people who are dealing with grief and loss, what are your thoughts on the book, and do you think this book will be able to help them, and why?
I think this book is great. As a clinician, I can appreciate your candor. Specifically, reading the intro chapter, holding back the tears. Your transparency allowed the reader to truly connect with you. And I felt like I was walking alongside of you on your journey. And so often people really struggle being able to label their emotions and communicate those experiences. And I think that is the beginning of the healing journey. And also, I want to emphasize, really most importantly as a clinician, how you talked about grief times 4. And you normalized grief, and you talked about how important it is to create space for that healing journey to occur. So I think it is going to be really beneficial. This is a book I would highly recommend to my clients. I would definitely keep it on my shelf and share it with others, but I think it can really help others promote healing as they are grieving the loss of a loved one.
I really appreciate Joseph, your wife told us that you read the book in one day. And why one day? Like, you couldn't put it down?
Yeah, man, Ricky, this book was it was a raw conversation rather than a reflective memoir. When you're reading this book, you are in the storm. You are feeling it, and you reach out and just kind of grab what's happening, and you're not over it. You are in it. And as a reader, you can't help to be feeling this. The whole idea that you bring out in intro, you just kind of lay it all out there. It's like the whole idea when you're dealing with addiction, and we all have the experience of either a family member or a friend who is involved with addiction. You're constantly hoping for the best, but you're dealing with distance and estrangement all the time. It's just part of the process, and it's tough, but it's there. And as the man, as being a man, we're required to be the foundation in the family. But at the same time, there's this emotional volcano that we have to deal with in all of these life situations. So it's a balancing act that is just really tough. But God is with us. You immediately talk about walking onto the plane right after you heard about Brandon's passing. And the gate agent stopped and prayed with you. And you know, I think of it in terms of triggers and glimmers, man. We're being triggered every day of our life, and we have to look for the glimmers. And you did that through the whole book. You realize that as a man, as a woman, you're going to be dealing with catastrophic events. God is there to help you through the whole experience. The mortality, the issue of mortality, we all have to deal with it, but the the incomprehensible loss of a child before the parent is just overwhelming to deal with, and you showed us how to walk that walk.
I really thank y'all for reading the book, man. Joseph, Crystal Mullins, man, thank y'all so much. And everybody that want to get the book, it drops today. Go to, thank y'all so much for that. I really appreciate y'all getting up early, taking our call this morning, just where you could give your review on the book. You can go to rickysmiley.com. Blatoni, can I read you a text message?
Yo, go ahead. What's up?
My boy Fred called me and said that you out here, you was out somewhere last night doing a book signing of my new book, Sideshow. And the book then dropped at midnight, and said you was out like 9 o'clock somewhere in West End doing a book signing. You can't, first of all, where did you get some books from?
First of all, you up in my
who
business.
name you signing?
I signed my name on them. Well, I'm not finna be forgery. I signed my name on that said special book from Black Tony.
Where you get some books from?
Boy, my partner girl, she knows somebody work over there in the Amazon warehouse, and we ran up in them. Well, I only had about 500 books.
That ain't funny, bro.
I see what he was doing, though.
All the J's came over there. It was some more folks that came over there. We was over there by the church. It's churches on the other side of the shoe show. We was in the alley by the church. I had set up a little table. It was great though. I would take a picture with the folk. They were happy, so. I said, they're my homeboy book, and I was selling them for $10. I said, they're my homeboy book.
That's on the book.
I'm gonna cut you in, Shotty. I'm gonna cut you in. I'm gonna shoot you $2 off each one on.
Yeah, man. He hustling for you, dog. I mean,
that ain't how it works.
Shotty, that gonna help your number. That gonna help your number get up.
Yeah. Okay, but Tony, why haven't you at least post a book on your Instagram? But you can't do that because
I posted on them. You gonna cut me in?
You can't do that. You hurting book sales when y'all go and hit up Amazon and then steal boxes. How many cases of books?
So ain't nobody said nobody stole none. I said my girl, my partner, his girl knows somebody who work over there, and we just the truck, it was some boxes, and the boxes
right in that Delaport.
You just out the truck, and they was then next thing you know, we over there by the church after they closed.
That ain't. I supposed to be there for the book signing. I got a book tour coming up, and if
come over there tonight, we'll be out there tonight. Come over there tonight.
Yeah, man.
That ain't how it worked.
So there was a line of people out there. You better come over there.
Yeah, because you're selling the damn books for $10.
I told you were gonna be there, so I just pull up.
Man, you're supposed to tell people to go to rickysmiley.com or anywhere books are sold to get the book Sideshow. You can't do that.
Well, Shotty, you just told him then, so how about that? Hold on a second. Hold on, don't hang up.
Hello?
Hold it! He's half man, half woman. It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the T. It's Gary, baby.
All right, 6 minutes after the hour, y'all. Gary has the tea and the color of the day. Gary.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Happy day of Drop Book Day. Did that sound good?
Book Drop Day.
Happy Book Drop Day. Yes, honey. Sideshow, honey. Y'all go out and get it right now, honey. Let the Sideshow begin and pick that book up right now where books can be sold. Here's what's happening. Who happy day?
Oh, happy day.
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 Oh, happy day. When that book dropped. When the book dropped. Oh, when it dropped.
Oh, when happy day. Yes, sir. Today is the day.
Yes. All right, y'all, here's what's happening in Celebrity News. Okay, y'all, 50 Cent, honey, is out, y'all, and he's doing great things. It's being reported, y'all, that he just recruited, y'all, Idris Elba to do his next project.
Idris? Who is Idris?
Oh, Idris.
Yeah.
Idris Elba. Yeah. Idris Elba. Yeah.
He's only been famous for 25 years.
Yeah, Idris Elba. Yeah. They say 50 recruit him to do his next project. People are wondering, y'all, what is he going to be doing, honey? Because, they say, 50, some of his things, get to be a little bit, a little violent there, what have you. And some people wonder, is he going to be part of the Power Go series? But nevertheless, he's going to be working allegedly with Mr. 50. So congratulations to Idris Elba. All right, moving on in other celebrity news, they say Nicki Minaj is continuing to needle Jay-Z over that Super Bowl thing, honey. She's still upset about him choosing Kendrick Lamar over Lil Wayne and what have you. And, Lil Wayne made, he spoke out and, he said, that he didn't mind. He said sometimes he felt maybe it was him, that did some of the things that, made him get in this position. But nevertheless, Miss Minaj, honey, is still going at it. So we're going to keep her lifted up in prayer. And hopefully, everything goes well with she and Jay-Z and Beyonce and all that family. Okay, my final story, y'all. You remember we talked about it yesterday that Tito Jackson died. Well, there's being reported, y'all, that, he was 70 years old, number one. But they're saying, y'all, that Tito died from a heart attack at a mall, y'all, in New Mexico after stopping while driving to Oklahoma, where he had recently moved. Now, they're saying that the founding member of the Jackson 5 died on Sunday as he was driving from New Mexico to Oklahoma. Steve Manning, the Jackson's family friend and former manager, confirmed that the 70-year-old had a heart attack, y'all, while he was on the road. So our prayers and condolences still go out to the Jackson family during their time of loss. Yes. All right,
Sad.
the Kahlua, yeah, it's very sad. Our Kahlua today, honey, is one of my favorite Kahlua. My Kahlua today, y'all, is potted meat. On the high end, you say potted meat, and on the low end, you say reddish brown. That's your
trying to fancy up potted meat.
Not no damn real color. That in reddish brown. It do be red. Like, what is that red stuff?
I don't recall it being brown.
Yeah, it's like a... Yeah.
It's pink.
Yeah, but that's the part of the red, so it's not pink. It's
I'm going to
red.
bring some in the morning so you'll know what it looked like so we can settle this controversy.
It almost looks like corned beef hash.
Exactly.
I think I ate some. One time my grandma was sitting there playing solitaire, had some potted meat and some crackers, and I couldn't do it because she didn't even have Ritz. We couldn't even afford Ritz crackers back then. We had to have saltine crackers.
Saltine,
that's how you eat with the saltine, no dog.
Back in the damn day. We had saltine crackers for communion. They put that sheet up where you can't see the pastor back there crushing them crackers up.
Yeah.
For our communion, you try to get you a big ass piece, but you had to be baptized first, Brett. Remember that?
Ain't that something? You had to be baptized.
I used to feel most saved when we would eat the real crackers.
Right.
But what are we eating now?
Them little plastic chips. I don't be feeling saved. I don't be feeling like
the little cushion stuff that be in them Amazon boxes.
Yeah, I don't be feeling purified. I feel like my soul's still dirty.
Little peanuts.
You went to heaven when that cracker got stuck in that little back tooth with that cavity back there. That's
Come on,
you
Deacons
the right
is breaking them up that ain't washed their hands. Come on.
Then they be saying, I know it was the blood. Oh, no, it was the blood for me. Yeah. One day when I was lost, he died on the cross. I know it was the blood.
Wow.
For me. Wow. Glory. Glory. Y'all give it up for Gary with the team.
Did you see that post?
People are talking.
Here's what's trending on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Today is a big day. My book, Sideshow, Living with Loss and Moving Forward with Faith, is finally out, and I'm so happy that everybody can finally read it and see a different side of me and my story. This book is so special to me, and it tackles my experiences with grieving two very big losses in my life. And if you didn't know, I lost both my father and my son, from drug addiction overdose. And we really have to have a conversation with our kids. Both experiences were almost impossible to go through, but I'm learning how to find peace. I've been very active in grief counseling, as well as relying heavily on my faith in God and the Word of God. So this morning we have licensed professional counselor Dr. Yanetta Spring to discuss how to deal with grief. Dr. Spring, you are definitely familiar with my story and my loss. Thank you for joining us this morning. How I lost both my father and my son. and to all of the people out there listening this morning who are struggling with the loss of a loved one, what are ways that they can cope with and deal with their new normal? Because that's what it is. It's a new normal, and happy to have you this morning.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thank you, Ricky. Thank you so much. And I just want to leave room and space to say how incredibly proud I am of you, from not only being able to navigate everything you've navigated in your entire life, but in this season with what you've had to deal with and how you've continued to show up, not just for yourself, for your fans, for your family, going through. And you've always been consistent with helping others as you heal. And I just want to leave room to just say, how proud I am of you. It's not just a book. It's not just a story. Like, this is your life that you're sharing with the world. So I'm just really looking forward to how this is going to continue to help your healing process, as well as the listeners and the readers as well.
What from the excerpts of the book, what did you take from it? What and how you think what you read and what you know about the book so far can help others?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. So y'all know I'm a trauma therapist. So for me, reading the book, I couldn't put it down. I had to go get a rag to wipe my tears. I said, forget the tissue, because it was just too much, and I just cried and read and wiped my tears and cried, because you could just really hear the pain of the story, but then see the how they always say, I don't want to be extra churchy, but it's a glory in your story. But sometimes Absolutely. Our pain and our greatness, they grow together. You know what I mean? And there's no separating those things. So I was really able to, and I know see you from a different perspective. See you as a son sitting on the front line, watching your father pass away, and watching the grief of your family and your grandparents and your mom. And then I was able to see you that story flip. And I think when we look at like generational trauma and how that impacts us, I think it gave a beautiful example of how that trauma kind of continues through generations, and how we can kind of work to break those cycles. So that's what it was. Just a beautiful story, a beautiful and a painful story.
And I'm gonna tell everybody out there that's grieving, if you feel like you want to cry, I want to tell all the men out there, stop being strong, cry. Mm-hmm. Go find you a closet. My grandfather I remember so many days I sat outside of the bathroom door on the floor, and I could look through the crack and see my grandfather kneel down with that toilet seat down on his knees, crying. When my dad died, I was 6 years old. I was so concerned. I watched how my grandfather handled that entire situation, and that's what I tried to model when I went through it. I never would have thought in a million years that I am the grandson of Ernest Smiley and would sit there and go through the same thing he did. The only difference, Counselor Spring, was I watched how they cried like they did, and I'm in therapy for that, because that was so much trauma for me. And then I'm sitting there at my own son's funeral, and I could not allow my granddaughter, who was staring at me the whole time, I could not allow her to see me sobbing like that. So it was like a peekaboo. And you was there. You came and sat next to me, and sat her in my lap, and she was just emulating everything I was doing. When I was praising, she was praising. I just didn't want her to have no kind of bad feeling, a bad memory of like the memories that I had. And I was able to tie all this together in the book and spin it in a manner where God just give you so many glimmers of hope in how the rays, the sun rays coming through the dark clouds, and how good God is. And God sends so many angels and put them around you, even when you feel like you can't even lean on God because you're so weak, when he's carrying you, and how good God is. And I talk about all of this stuff in the book. It's scripture based. It's a great read. It's written the way I talk. And and I wanted to flow that way because I really wanted you to hear my voice. And I really put my heart and soul, into it. And the question that I have, how do people turn the negative emotions of losing a loved one into more positive or motivating emotions?
Yeah, and I think the thing is, you can't change something that's bad, right? So Acceptance, sometimes we think acceptance means I'm saying this is okay. It's never going to be okay that you lost your son. It's never going to be okay that you lost your dad, right? But it's how do I move through it? I can't get over it. I can't just push it aside. It's really recognizing that those things have to run parallel. I have to be able to feel the pain of this, and then I have to also be able to find my joy, and find my peace and find my resolve. So typically as we're looking at moving through grief, it's being able to accept the reality of that loss and process the pain of the grief, and then finding ways to adjust to a world without this person that you love. And ultimately, it's finding that connection that I can remain with this person my entire life. I can find meaning. Not saying it's okay, but how am I going to maintain their legacy? How am I going to continue to keep them with me? And how am I going to make meaning of that person's life and existence? So it's not about getting over it. It's not about moving past negative feelings. Feelings are just indicators that there's something that needs to be addressed. So if I'm feeling sad, what do I do with this sadness? How do I address this sadness? How do I communicate through this, right? Versus trying to push it down and get over it.
And Yanetta and Ricky, can I jump in here with something that you said a few minutes ago that I think I wanted to touch on again? So I was talking to a young man the other day that's been through some trauma with his father, and he haven't lost him, but he has lost him in a sense. And I was telling this young man who's like 28, 29 years old that when it comes to crying, you spoke on that, and it's so important that black men understand that holding in any bodily function is unhealthy. Any other bodily function, we're only going to hold it for so long before we let it go. But when it comes to our emotional functions, we hold it in and think that that's not going to have the same toxic effect that holding in any other function would do. And I told him, I said, because he doesn't believe in crying. And I said, that is so unhealthy. I said, you're going to explode.
Yeah.
I lost my father when I was 21. I didn't cry about it until I was 40.
Right.
Wow.
And I couldn't stop when I started. You know what I mean?
Same thing, Kay. When I lost my grandmother's, I didn't cry for a long time. And then my anger came out at the wrong time when I was angry, really angry about something, getting ready to fight somebody. And I ended up in prison because it just all poured out.
Right.
And after my incident, I went to talk to a counselor, and I cried for 2 hours straight and emptied about 3 boxes of tissue and didn't realize I had all that to let go of.
Because I think when you hold that in, and you never tell me if I'm wrong, don't you build up emotional toxicity in your brain, like where it can physically make you sick from holding all that in?
It physically impacts your whole entire system, your whole body. That's how we develop illness and chronic illness from holding in emotions, because emotions come up to come out. And our tears are so, so, so important that if we took our tears and put it under a microscope, there's studies that we can name the emotion that we're experiencing by looking at the type of tears we have.
Wow.
So our tears have meaning. You can see that this is a joyful tear. This is a excited tear. This is a sad tear. Like, our tears even have language to them, right? So imagine if you're holding all of that in, and it's not being processed, what doesn't get processed, it freezes in our system, and then it shows up, like you said, Brad, in different ways. So that's why therapy is so important, because you may feel like, I'm just talking, it's not going to change anything. Talking can change everything, and going a level deeper and processing that, with what we do and what I do with EMDR, and we're actually going in and processing and reframing and reworking and restoring that memory. It can completely change everything, right? So I'm glad we're having this conversation.
And thank you for having this conversation. I talk about all of this stuff in the book. I'm giving you tools. I'm talking about therapy. I'm talking about allowing God to carry you, and it's scripture based. And I want everybody, if you're going through grief, or because even if you're not, trust me, death is a part of our life, and we are going to die. And I think it's a great tool. If you know anybody that's grief-stricken, this is a great book, a great tool. There's a lot of helpful things in there to give you some different perspectives to look at, and it's going to encourage you to get therapy, and it's going to get you closer to God. All you have to do is go to RickySmiley.com or buy the book anywhere books are sold. It is out now. Make sure you go ahead and get your copy. Yanetta, let everybody know how you can be reached.
Yeah, so you can find me on all social platforms at Yanetta Spring Smith. You can also text ENDR to 33777 for resources, and my website is yanettaspring.com.
There it is. Make sure y'all check her out, and anybody needs some help, hit up Counselor Yanetta Spring. Hey, appreciate that, man. We got more Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up. Y'all listen, today we are honored to welcome a trailblazing leader whose work has inspired millions. She is a political leader, voting rights advocate, and best-selling author who has dedicated her career to fighting for fairness, equity, and the protection of our democracy. Y'all please welcome Stacy Abrams, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Miss Abrams, how you doing? Thank you for coming back.
Thank you for having me. It's always my pleasure.
Absolutely. Always stop what I'm doing whenever I see you on any television show giving out information, and I bring it right back and share it. What's some of the things that you see as the biggest barriers to voter registration, and how can all of that stuff be addressed?
Unfortunately, over the last decade, given the changes to the Voting Rights Act, the evisceration of the Voting Rights Act, we've seen states make it harder to register. And that means putting more barriers in place, requiring certain documents that some people may not have. But the response to that is not to give up. It is to work harder and to get more people on the roll. Because we know that the intention of making voter registration harder is to discourage people from having a voice in their future. And so I'm so excited that today is National Voter Registration Day, because you can do it. There are some folks, unfortunately, as we know, who've been permanently disenfranchised because of past incarceration, and that's a problem we've got to work on. But for those who can vote, it's not just about registering for yourself, it's about registering for those who aren't allowed to participate in our elections because of past mistakes, or because they simply don't know they should be able to have a voice in our future.
Ms. Abrams, how can these grassroots organizations that are out there better support these voter registration efforts, especially in the underserved communities?
Number one, don't wait for people to come to you, go to them. What we did in 2014 with the voter registration effort that we called the New Georgia Project, we literally went door to door across the state of Georgia, and you both know how big Georgia is. And so we went and knocked on those doors. We went into the churches, and we talk about it. Sometimes we presume people have already made these decisions, or that they've decided not to. And for a lot of folks, they simply haven't been asked or told how to do it. One of the best ways is to go to vote.gov. You go to vote.gov, you can get all the information you need about voter registration in your state. I know this is a national program, and part of what I want people to understand is we don't have one voter registration rule. We have 50 different rules in 50 different states. So go to vote.gov to find the rules in your state. And then once you make sure you're registered, go and talk to folks in communities where you know no one's showing up. Because grassroots organizations are trusted messengers. If people trust you, they'll listen to you. And if they listen to you, you can persuade them that getting involved in this election, it's not about the name on the ballot. It's about the person in the booth. And we want all of our folks to be the people in the booth making decisions.
Good morning, Miss Abrams. It's the Brad. I just want to tell you that we love you so much, and we appreciate the way you speak up for us, and we just love when you come here, so we can't wait to see you again. I just wanted to add that. But I've been getting a lot of text messages, you're welcome, and emails and things like that about voting. What role do you think technology plays in increasing voter registration, and how can it be used more effectively?
So in some states, you can indeed register to vote online. In a state like Georgia, we actually had a much easier process. Unfortunately, I think some people decided too many folks were using it, so they've made it more complicated, but that doesn't mean it's impossible. There are states, unfortunately, like Texas, where you cannot register online, but a lot of states do allow online voter registration. But one reason more of us need to register is that if we want it to get easier, we have to vote for people who want to make it easier. So it's the sort of cart before the horse. We're not going to get easier voting until we make certain that we hire people through elections to make voting easier. It's like having a bad boss. If you had the chance to fire your boss and get a better manager in there, you would. That's what elections do. Elections are about picking the people that we want to serve us
And if they don't do what we want, if they know we're going to show up and vote, they're probably going to get a little bit better just on the off chance we might have a voice in the decision.
So, Ms. Stacy, how can we better engage the young people, especially those that's voting for the first time, in voters registration and turnout?
So make sure that anyone you know, especially young people, that you ask them, are you registered to vote? And when they tell you, don't lecture them, invite them. Our tendency is to give them a lecture. Somebody died for your right to vote. That is true. But we want them to live for a better future. And that means we're going to help you get it done. I'm going to sit with you and go over the rules. My niece, who's 18 now, she was living with me when she turned 17 and a half. She has heard about voting for me so much that when she was 17 and a half, she got up that morning and put in her voter registration. And then on her 18th birthday, one of the things she was most excited about was that she got an email saying she was registered to vote. That kind of enthusiasm, that shared family commitment, especially for young people, when it's about praising them for engagement, not lecturing them for being lazy. When we praise for engagement, we are creating patterns that last a lifetime. So ask them if they're registered and then walk them through the process. Don't just say, go look it up. Go with them to look it up. Take them to go register. Do the work with them.
Thank you so much for taking the time out to join us this morning. Let everybody know how they can follow you in your organization.
Well, I would love to have folks sign up. Go to StacyAbrams.com. You can learn all about me. And everywhere you go on social media, it's just Stacy Abrams. And I'd love folks to listen to my new podcast, Assembly Required, with Stacy Abrams, where we talk about issues like this. We talk about the policies that we care about. And I just appreciate you guys having me on. And my last plug is that next week I have a new book coming out called Stacy Speaks Up, about how we get young people involved in solving the problems. It's a picture book. So it's about young Stacy and how she tries to help solve a problem when the rules aren't fair.
There it is, y'all. Stacy Abrams, y'all. More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up.
Capital G, capital A, capital O, capital T. BICTH.
Job. J-O-B.
It's time for Gary's Word of the Week.
And you better believe it.
Man.
You better doggone believe it. It's time for Gary's Word of the Week. We look forward to this. And Gary, the black community, and this comes from everybody from the top representative of the black community on down. We want to thank you for making an attempt to expand our vocabulary, and you are doing a wonderful job. What word do you have today?
Jesus. What'd you say, Ricky?
What word you got today?
Okay, this week's word is perspicacious.
Wait a minute.
Sound it out.
I mean, perspicacious.
Sound it out.
Spit. Shuss. Perspicacious.
No.
Cacious.
Perspicacious.
Say it again.
Perspiration. God.
It's a hard A, Gary. It's a hard A.
Perspicacious.
Was that it?
Say it all together.
I did.
No, perspicacious.
What do you say?
Perspicacious.
Perspicacious.
Oh, perspicacious.
There you go.
Perspicacious.
How do you use it in
Perspicacious.
Yeah.
What's the definition of it?
It's an adjective, and the definition is a person who is perspicacious notices, realizes, and understands things quickly.
Okay, perspicacious.
So
and that's
you are
what
not perspicacious.
At all.
So here's an example. Here's how you use it in a sentence. Yes, I am. A person that is perspicacious.
Perspicacious.
God, let me see it.
Perspicacious.
Perspicacious.
No. Perspicacious. Breathe.
Hey, Ricky, hold on.
Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Tell her stop. That's not nice. You know you wouldn't raise this way. Take your time, Garrett. Don't let the devil. Perspicacious.
A person that is perspicacious.
Perspicacious.
Perspicacious. Is that it?
You get called perspicacious.
Dumb.
Perspicacious.
No.
What'd you say, Rob?
You're just dumb.
Rob T.
No, y'all did.
That was unnecessarily harsh.
Gary almost cussed for real.
Boy.
Come on, Gary.
Call me damn dumb.
You got faith in your dog.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man. Read the sentence. Man.
A person that is
there you go. Almost
perspicacious.
Perspicacious.
Yeah, did that it? Perspicacious.
Yes. No, no.
That ain't it. Now she said it ain't it. Is it it?
Yes, that's it.
Okay, but just leave it at that. Don't read the sentence no more. Don't read it no more. You're going to have to leave it.
Perspicacious or perspicacious?
Perspicacious.
He said perspicacious.
Oh. Well, he was close enough.
Okay.
Gary, you want to go to commercial and come back?
Go to the damn commercial.
News headlines.
Entertainment. Sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
25 minutes after the top of the hour, it is front page time. Brat sitting in for Maria Moore. What's up, Briggity Tat?
Good morning, Rock T. I'm your girl, Brat Tat Tat, sitting in for Maria Moore. And here are your headlines from News1.com. The alleged gunman in the second assassination attempt against Donald Trump has been on the FBI's radar since 2019. Ryan Wesley Routh reportedly never fired his gun and wasn't able to establish a direct line of sight to the former president before fleeing the scene. He had camped out outside a golf course with food and a rifle for nearly 12 hours before a Secret Service agent confronted him and opened fire. In other news, a 27-year-old man who posed as a Nebraska high school student to prey on teenage girls has been sentenced to 85 to 120 years in prison. Zach Hess was enrolled as a student for more than 50 days to exploit and sexually assault over a dozen girls, with some being as young as 13. Hess blended in with other students using his 5 feet 4 inch height and 120 pound stature. He's charged with sexual assault, child enticement with electronic communication, and generating sexually explicit images of children. And for the first time in its history, Instagram just announced the launch of accounts designed specifically for teenage users with built-in privacy protections. The new accounts, called Teen Accounts, will be automatic for all Instagram users under the age of 18, both for teens already using the app and for those signing up. By default, Instagram users younger than 16 will need a parent's permission to change their account settings, from things like who can contact them, what content they can see, and how much they spend their time on the device. All right, I'm your girl, Brat Tat Tat, and those are your morning headlines. Good morning, Rock T. What's going on in sports?
Already, Briggity Tat. Well, last night on Monday Night Football, them Dirty Birds, Atlanta Falcons beat the Eagles 22-21. Eagles running back Saquon Barkley dropped the potential touchdown that would have iced the game. And then Falcons quarterback Kirk Cousins engineered a 70-yard winning touchdown drive for the Falcons, man. The Carolina Panthers have decided to bench their top pick of the 2023 draft, quarterback Bryce Young. They will start veteran Andy Dalton this week versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Bryce is 2-16 as a starter in the NFL going back to last year. Uncle Shay Shay, Shannon Sharp, IG Live activated when he was handling his business. He was having relations with a woman, and audio was heard on his IG Live. And here's what he had to say about what happened.
I'm disappointed in myself. I let a lot of people down. My kids, I reached out to them. I called them. I called my sister. My friends reached out. But guys, this was not staged. Came in, I threw my phone on the bed, engaged in an activity. I did not know IG Live. I've never been on IG Live. I've never turned IG Live on. So I don't know how it works. Thinking to myself, I just remember everything my grandfather and my grandmother said. They say, boy, you messed it up, now clean it up. Shannon's grown.
Yeah.
Shannon's 56.
Yeah.
Still get it in, y'all see. But anyway, I'm just saying, Ocho. I'm just saying, Ocho.
Hey,
it is what it is. Nobody, whatever happens with Shannon Sharp, nobody is at fault but Shannon Sharp. I wear that.
There it is, man. I mean, he threw the phone on the bed and accidentally activated IG Live, and it recorded and heard everything that he had going on at that moment.
Can somebody show me how to accidentally activate IG Live?
Nah.
How to make
it's
sure
like when
I
you
don't
butt dial
ever...
people. You know what I'm saying?
It's actually 3 steps, Rock T.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
if
a good
do
point.
IG Live. It's like
Old redneck say that dog don't hunt.
You say that dog ain't hunting right there?
No, so not.
Well, he owning up to it as he always does.
Yeah, okay.
It is what it is.
Whatever.
He keep it moving.
Oh Michael.
Man.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So hot. And that's hot. You can catch me at the hot spot. It's the BR18.
I'm with him though. He also said, I'm going back to a flip phone. You ain't got to worry about it then, because once you close that flip, you good. Bring it to hot spot. What's happening?
Good morning, Rock T. Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brat Tat Tat, and this is the Hot Spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get off into it. Well, y'all, Diddy was arrested last night and taken into federal custody. Sources say that Homeland Security swooped into a hotel in New York late Monday where Diddy was staying, and they arrested him and took him to the FBI field office in Manhattan. It is being reported that the feds are still searching his hotel room. It appears the action was taken in connection with the ongoing criminal investigation into alleged sex trafficking and other offenses that led to search warrants being issued and executed at Diddy's homes in Beverly Hills and Miami. Diddy's attorney released a statement saying, "We are disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs by the U.S. Attorney's Office. Diddy is a music icon, self-made entrepreneur, loving family man, and proven philanthropist who has spent the last 30 years building an empire, adoring his children, and working to uplift the black community. He's an imperfect person, but is not criminal. To his credit, Mr. Combs has been nothing but cooperative with this investigation, and he voluntarily relocated to New York last week in anticipation of these charges. Please reserve your judgment until you have all the facts. These are the acts of an innocent man with nothing to hide, and he looks forward to clearing his name in court." All right. Meanwhile, Lil Wayne, y'all, broke his silence on not being chosen as the 2025 Super Bowl halftime performer. Wayne expressed to his fans that it took him a while to even explain how he felt, as he was broken. He blamed himself for having expectations, but thanked everyone who came to his defense. Check out what he had to say.
I must say thank you. I must say thank you to every voice, every opinion, all the care, all the love and the support out there. Your words turned into arms, and it held me up when I try to fall back. That hurt a lot. I blame myself for not being mentally prepared for a letdown, for just automatically mentally putting myself in that position like somebody told me that was my position. So I blame myself for that, but I thought that was nothing, I thought that was nothing better than that spot and that stage and that platform in my city.
Now, many people on social media have reacted to Lil Wayne's statement. Some agree with him speaking out, and some are saying he wants a pity party. What do y'all think about that?
That's a good one, man. I mean, when you think of New Orleans, especially the hip-hop culture, entertainment, what he's been able to do in his career as an entrepreneur, as a businessman, you think two people in African-American culture, and that's Master P, and you think Lil Wayne, No Limit, Cash Money, that whole, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but if he gives, and I hope that, I like see togetherness. So if he finds a way to include Wayne and give him a shout out on the show, how you leave out, the rest of the New Orleans No Limit?
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
how you leave? Because then you leave out Master P, then people gonna be in their feelings about that. Like,
that's true.
When Master P started, he was kind of the originator of the whole New Orleans thing.
That's true. But
so how you gonna leave him out?
I guess it's Kendrick's choice.
It's his choice,
but I think
I don't think it's a way to please everybody.
He may do something that involves them. Hopefully, he does. But if
not, I'm a Lil Wayne fan.
Ultimately, me too, and Cash Money. It's ultimately it's Kendrick's choice, so he may want to bring out everybody he's did songs with or been featured on if they'll come out. Or it ain't no telling, he might have his own West Coast thing, that he want to pull off. So we don't know. We just have to see. But hopefully everything is good, because we want New Orleans. We want everybody happy. It's in New Orleans, so I think it would be great if he could have some New Orleans, born and raised New Orleans in there. All right, y'all, we're going to wrap up the hot spot on that note. But coming up next, we got the Praise Mixdown with the White Stone. The time now is 26 minutes before the top of the hour. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.